This is one of my favorite places to invest my money, where now when you invest in real estate, what you're doing is you're taking your money, you're going out and you're buying a physical property. This could be a single family home. This could be a condo. This could be an apartment complex. This could be an office building. This could be a retail building. This could be a mixed use building. This is going to take more capital and more work on your end, but it allows you to own something that you can see, feel, and touch, and you're buying something ideally for the purpose of creating cash flow. Now, there's a lot of different goals people have when it comes to investing in real estate. For me, my number one goal when I invest in real estate is cash flow. Meaning, when I buy a property, I don't care or try to speculate where property values are going to be next year or 5 years from now. I'm buying the property based off of one goal. How much cash flow will this property generate this year, next year, the year after that, and the year after that? Meaning, if I have to invest $1 today, how much cash flow will this dollar pay me every single year from here on out? This is my analysis when I invest in real estate. I don't like looking at speculation, meaning how much will property values rise next year or the year after that, because it's speculation. There's no real way for me to guess or predict how high property values are going to go. That's too risky for me. Instead, I can look at what this property can generate in rent today. I can predict what the expenses are going to be, and then I can pretty accurately calculate how much my profit is going to be every single month. And based off of that, if there's enough profit, I will consider buying this real estate investment deal. Now, for me, I look for a 7% cash on cash return, meaning for every dollar that I invest, I'm looking for a 7% cash flow. If I invest $1, I want 7 cents of profit after expenses hitting my bank account every single year. If I invest $100,000, I want $7,000 worth of profit hitting my bank account each year from the cash flow alone. If property values go up, hey, that's icing on the cake. If property values fall, oh well, I'm still getting the cash flow. The reason why I want this type of cash flow is because now if we go into a recession or bad things happen in the economy and I have to lower rents, I still have enough margin in there that I can lower rents, still be competitive, and continue to not have to bleed cash, because a big thing that happens in the real estate game when you go through these cycles is people over leverage. They get excited about an area, they get excited about a property, they go in and they overpay, and now their expenses are so high because when you overpay, you have to take on more debt. When you take on more debt, you have a bigger monthly mortgage payment. When you overpay, you also have a bigger property tax bill because your property taxes are valued based on the value of the property. So if you're paying more money, your property taxes are going to be higher, and you also have a higher insurance payment because when you buy a more expensive property or you pay more for a property, you're insuring a more expensive property, meaning your monthly insurance payments are also higher. So now when you go out and overpay for a property, you have higher expenses, and then if bad things happen, you don't have any margin. You don't have any leftover room to protect yourself. So now if you have to lower the rents or if you see vacancies, you can very quickly become underwater, and now you don't have a way to continue making your payments. This is why you definitely don't want to chase real estate deals, because they can really end up biting you in the butt, because when you go out and invest in real estate, it's much more intense versus going out and buying a stock. Because when you go out and invest in real estate, now you're actually managing and operating the property, because now this is under your control. When you go out and invest in Amazon, or you go out and invest in the S&P 500, you have a CEO who is managing this company. All you do was buy a piece of the ownership and a piece of the profits. When you go out and you buy in a rental property, you are the management team. Now, I don't recommend you going out and actually managing the property yourself. I don't manage any of my rental properties. I hired a property management company whose sole job is to manage the rentals. Their job is to find the right tenants. Their job is to screen the tenants. Their job is to collect the rents. Their job is to make sure that there's no issues in the property, and when there are issues, to handle and manage the repairs, to make sure that the bills are paid, and to make sure that the properties are in good condition. And this is where now, if you have a good property manager, it can make your life a whole lot easier. If you have a bad property manager, it can make your life a whole lot more stressful. And this is where now that hurdle of getting involved in real estate is difficult, because a lot of people make it seem that investing in real estate is this like amazing thing that is so simple. All you got to do is go out and buy a rental property, hand over the keys to a property manager, and now you're going to be rolling in the money. At least that's how it made it seem to me when I first started investing in real estate, because when I first started investing in real estate, I didn't have any guidance. I didn't know any real estate investors. And so I had to figure it out on my own. And all these books made it seem so easy, and like it would not be that painful But getting started is so difficult and so time consuming because you have to find all the right people. You have to find the right real estate agent. You have to find the right property manager. You have to find the right contractor. You have to find the right real estate agent. You have to find, the real estate attorney. You have to find the right real estate accountant. You have to find a good property inspector. You have to learn how to deal with city inspectors. There's a big learning curve. But once you get over the learning curve, you find the right people. You go through the pain, you go through the mistakes, which is a process because I've been there. Those mistakes can be expensive, they can be difficult, and they can be very stressful. But once you get through that and you figure it out, then it can be much easier and much simpler. Like when I go out and I invest in real estate today, the process is much more streamlined because I have a team of people that I know who I can work with and rely on, versus when I was first getting started, it was very difficult. The first deal is the hardest, maybe even the first three. For me, it was the first 3 deals that were really the most difficult. But once I got past the first 3 deals, it became much more streamlined, much easier. And this is where now, if you can go through that hurdle, if you're willing to go through the process, you will be able to succeed, but you have to be willing to put in that work. And the next big question or concern that people have is the cost, because real estate investing is much more capital intensive, meaning it's going to take more money. And this is really now a matter of priorities. And what I've seen is when you prioritize investing in real estate, you will find a way to do it. It might not happen for a number of months, maybe even a couple of years, but if you prioritize becoming a real estate investor, you will find a way to put aside the money. That way you can go out and buy property. And when you go out and become a real estate investor, the nice thing is, well, you can build a cash flow because now you own a hard asset that you can rent out that's paying you with cash flow. And in addition to that, you also get some of the biggest and best tax breaks that our tax code has to offer. If you enjoyed this short clip from my longer videos, here's another clip that I think you'll love. And while you're at it, if you're interested in learning more about how to start generating passive income, our team put together an amazing guide on how to start generating passive income for free. All you got to do is click that button right over there. Thank you for watching, and as always, keep hustling.